of dynamic societal shifts and evolving political landscapes, we find ourselves confronted with pressing questions and intricate complexities about the role of religion, which has become an integral part of the Indian political landscape today. It is with great enthusiasm that we have assembled an eminent panel of chairs and speakers who will not only address but also navigate through these crucial questions and complexities. So we will begin today with our inaugural session, and I want to welcome Abdul Samad sir and HOD of Political Science Department, Presidency University. Please address us with a welcome speech. I also would like to call our esteemed chair for the inaugural session, Mitra sir, President of the Council of Political Studies. Along with him, I would like to invite Shobhanlal Dr. sir, General Secretary of the Council of Political Studies, to share his introductory remarks. For today, our inaugural speaker is Ram Punyani sir from the Center of Secularism and Democracy Movement.
Before we start this proceeding, may I want to say a few words. You want to let you know that our revered sir, is no more with us. He breathed his last on 26th of November, and some of you may know that he was the guiding spirit of our Council for Political Studies, and he was the founder, General Secretary of our Council for Political Studies, and later on remained the President of this organization for long years. So many of us present here are his direct students, and you all know that he later on became the departmental head of Presidency College and remained its principal also for many years. So before we start today's proceedings, as a mark of respect to his departed soul, we want to observe 1 minute's silence. We start with today's proceedings. As you have already know that our seminar is a national seminar on religion, society and politics, some reflections. We have divided the whole day's proceedings into 4 distinct sessions to be chaired by respective chairpersons. We are now entering into the first inaugural session. The program will be like this. First, there will be welcome address to be given by the head of the Department of Political Science, Presidency University, Professor Abdul Samad. And thereafter, there will be some introductory remarks by the General Secretary of our Council for Political Studies, Professor Shobhanlal Dr. And then there will be the inaugural address, the keynote address to be given by our revered guest, Professor Ram Punyani. So I would now request Professor Samad to deliver this. Welcome.
A very good morning to all of you assembled here in an auditorium named after one of the finest personalities of modern India, Prashant Chandra Mahalanobis. At the backdrop of national seminar being organized here under the program associated with one of the best-known alumni of our department of this institution, late Professor Rajeshri Basu. This is going to be 2023-24 program series, most important part. Already we have been informed the subject matter of this day-long seminar: religion, society, politics, some reflection. I need no further interpretation to what extent this is a very, very important subject matter, just not for academic discussion, but for real life, for our existence, for our future. We are extremely happy that in this particular event, we could arrange, and with our request, some of the best known personalities who are fighting not simply with the help of pen, but in the streets, in different parts of India. They have given their consent, and they will be here already. Some of them are already amongst us. Sir, respected Professor Punyani sir, I have already informed him. Please forgive us for the mistake. There is little bit mistake in his name. This Ram Punyani, who happened to be earlier a professor of biomedical engineering in the Indian Institute of Technology, Mumbai. Definitely, apart from that professional, he is much more interested for his crusade, I must use the term, for upholding, for maintaining secularism and fighting against all nuisance in the name of religion and other things. Professor Punyani, respected Professor Shobhal Gupta, respected Professor, extremely on the right hand right now, Ashok Acharya. He has come from Delhi. Many other distinguished professors, including Professor Manavi Majumdar from CPSWB, Shubharanjan Dasgupta from Calcutta University, and many others. And on my right hand, our head, Professor Siddhartha Mitra. I would like to extend my heartfelt welcome to all of you. Please accept our love, our best wishes for you, not only your presence today here, in the coming days, through your presence as well as guidance. At least you must show the path for our children known as our students. Apart from the distinguished guests, there are too many dignitaries, professors, interested personalities from civil society, and under the constraint of ensuing exam, even a chunk of my students, they are there. All of you please accept our love, our warmth. As already we have on the wrong side of 11:30, so I shouldn't take one more minute. I would like to request Professor Siddhartha Mitra so that we can start the first session. Thank you all. Be there.
Welcome to all of you in this inaugural session. I will take just a few minutes in order to introduce our organization, Council for Political Studies, which is actually organizing this program in collaboration with the Department of Political Science at this university. The importance of this seminar the importance of the theme which has been chosen for the seminar. All these have already been briefly introduced by the previous speakers. I will say just a few words because many of you who are not familiar, you are familiar with this, the name of this university, all right, but not with our organization. This organization actually was founded in the year 1972, that is more than 50 years. And when it was introduced, rather when it was founded in 1972, the basic objective in those days actually was to analyze, examine the contemporary issues which we were facing in those days, in the 1970s. And today also we more or less stick to this objective. That is, we have time to time organized, and we are still trying to organize, but there is a problem of funding, there is a problem of organization, as any such organization has to face, all of you know. That is, we try to pick up issues which we are confronting today, and that is relevant issues, live issues, which affect our daily life. And that way, every year we try to organize this kind of program. We try to invite the best academics available in our country. And it has been our great fortune that whenever we have extended invitation to the academics of our country, they immediately have responded. In fact, this time also, we rather hurriedly organized this program. And we have to invite the speakers who include academics as well as activists, as has been already told by Dr. Dai. And we got very, I would say, enthusiastic, immediate, very powerful response. That way we are really grateful to all of you who have responded to our call. And in the future also, we will try to continue our program, that is organizing seminars, organizing lectures, which more or less correspond to the issues, the live issues which we are facing. And one such live issue, of course, you can understand. I think I will not elaborate why it is important. That is the religion, society, and politics. And that's the spirit which has guided us in organizing this kind of thing. So, these few words, and one more thing, I should also tell you, some of you, of course, know about it. That is, this organization, Council for Political Science, it was founded in 1972. Since 1973, it has been running a journal called Socialist Perspective. It is continuing without break. And in 1973, that is in 2002, that is this year, it completed the 50th year of its publication. And we are trying, it will take a little time perhaps, but we are trying to say archive all the 50 issues online. But that also, you can understand, it requires time, that requires funding. We'll have to wait for a few years more. But I think this is somewhat unique. That is a journal continuing without break, journal of social sciences for the last 50 years. And that is our main weapon is our pen. So, and our activities are broadly academic, but these academic activities, they are not just elitist kind of academic exercise. These activities, we try to indulge in this kind of academic activities by keeping in mind the interests of the common man, the interests of the ordinary people, And that way we try to pick up our issues, we try to organize our programs. So with these few words, I introduce our organization, and with that I close my speech. Thank you.
Professor Ram Punyani sir, let me say a few words about him. I was not at all acquainted with him before. Just today, I have got some information about him. I think he is a very, very interesting intellectual personality, as I find him. Originally, he was a former professor of biomedical engineering in IIT Mumbai, and also became the chief medical officer over there, as I have heard. But later on, he became a human rights activist and political analyst, and also a staunch opponent of Hindu fundamentalism, as I have also heard. So this shift is interesting, and at the same time this is very, very encouraging for this generation, as I think. So with all these little bit of information as I have heard about him, I would now request Professor Ram Punyani, our honorable guest, to deliver his keynote address for today.
Good morning. Hello, good morning. Thank you very much. I am very pleased to be in this prestigious university, and I am very grateful that I have been called to talk here amongst you. Now the topic which has been kept is actually very broad. There is religion, there is society, there is politics. So it leaves out nothing. So what do I do? So I pick up the threads as to how religion is affecting our politics and how politics is affecting our society. So that's my way of looking at it. I am always tempted to, when I talk about religion, I am always tempted to begin with the most quoted definition of religion. Religion has lots of tomes. I mean, one can spend 10 lives. I don't believe in reincarnation, but one can spend 10 lives reading about religious tomes and not find the truth. But there is one sentence from one philosopher. I wish, hello, can I ask some questions to you also? No exam, no past day, just sort of interaction. So I will be quoting around that sentence. Try to guess who said that. Religion is not only the opium of the masses. This is what is heard. And the second part is not heard. It is also the sigh of the oppressed in this heartless world. Who was that? Very good. Thank you very much. So you are all passed. So this is what religion is. So this complex aspect of religion, there is a concept of supernatural. There is a concept of moral value also. Love thy neighbor, also they have to take care of your neighbor's needs. There are holy books also. Holy books. And the claim is generally they come from the top. Not the average sub-crime writers like me, whose books are not noticed. And of course they are not nowhere holy. So on holy books also people have a lot of fights. They can fight on the name of the holy books, kill each other without knowing what is there inside them. That's also it. And some holy books, now this I think you should guess. Some of the holy books have been burnt also, with pride. Nobody claims much about that. Can you guess that holy book? Very good, thank you. I'm so pleased. And so I understand what the importance of this university. Okay. So, holy books are there, then rituals are there, then some norms are set. I'll come to some norms of set by religious organizations which obstruct the march towards equality. I'll come to that. Some norms which are set and which obstruct the march of society towards equality, particularly in case of Dalits and women in Indian context. So that is another thing. Then supernatural power, of course, there are atheists like Bhagat Singh who say we don't know. There are agnostics who say we don't know. And there are believers who say, oh, this is our God, that is our God. And in the name of God, they are made to fight. Please remember here, people don't fight. They are made to fight that this is Ishwar, this is Allah, that is God. So keep on fighting till we maintain our social interest. So religion, of course, but of course I must say, one of the aspects of religion which fascinates me very much is a saint tradition. Sant Parampara. Some Hindi words are okay? So Sant Parampara, when I talk, I have to be very careful. Because currently also there are some sons, some of them in jail, some of them out jail. But I have those respect for those people like Kabir, Tukaram, Namdev, Darsi Mehta, Nizamuddin Auliya, Khwaja Garib Nawaz, Father Stan Swami. These are the ones who have put forward the morality of religion. Other side, there is identity of religion, which is generally goes with the Acharya, Maulana, clergy, and those type of Dharma Gurus, which are with the power, which are for the status quo. They will never be for change. They will be always saying, yeah, this is the right system, and anybody who rebels against it will be sent to hell. But how will Hindu go to hell? Where will Hindu go? Narak, yeah, simple. And where will a Muslim go? Yeah, so I think the systems are properly placed. There is a hell, there is a Jahannam, there is a Narak. So all these people are beautifully divided. Of course, I think I generally quote the other side. If you do good deeds according to these Dharma Gurus, you go up. And generally people say, Hindus, where do the Hindus go? So Muslims, Jannah, and Christian. Very good. This after death visa passport is very clear. So this is what religion is, a complex phenomenon. Now, why we are talking about religion today? Because today, to sum up, politics is being presented in the clothes of religion. Politics is being presented in the clothes of identity of religion, not morality of religion. Those who talk of Islamic fundamentalism, they don't say that take care of your neighbor's needs if you are a good Muslim. Those who are talking of politics in the name of Hinduism, they don't talk of Vasudhaiva Kutumbam. Sorry, they talk of Vasudhaiva Kutumbam for the sake of lip service. As far as social norms are concerned, they do everything to ensure that the people of other religions are massacred, killed, brutally done to them. Similarly, of course, in the name of crusades, jihad, and dharma yuddha. See the parallelism. I am very impressed about parallelism. Swarg, Narak, this jihad and all that. All this is so clearly in the area of religion. So, very complex phenomenon. But of course, I do, as I repeat, I uphold what saints told. And saints' teachings can be summarized in a Hindi doha by Kabir. A bit of a Hindi doha. पोथी पढ़ पढ़ जग हुआ, पंडित भया न कोई, ढाई आखर प्रेम के पढ़े सब पंडित हो. That's why I am not, after reading too many of holy books, forgive me that, and don't tell it to others. I am after how human society can be cultivated to love each other, to have compassion, love, affection for each other. That's basically what religion stands for me to do. But when we are talking of today, the religion dominates not only in India, in Pakistan, in Sri Lanka, and currently, of course, the worst example is there in Israel, Palestine. It is religion which is the presenting face. It is not the underlying phenomenon, it is a presenting face. That's what I will try to see. So, in this vast phenomenon, religion has to be understood, and politics in the name of religion has to be understood much more. This is where I will try to relate in Indian society, particularly in Indian society. The politics in the name of religion begins after the coming of British. Okay, so here one question I have, because I got confused, like all of us, I have a lot of confusions. I have brought in British. So I would like to ask one question. That when did India get independence? Thank you very much. Because one of the great actors is saying that we got independence in 2014. Since that I read time, I am very confused. And our Prime Minister, he says that we have been slaves for 1,000 years. Means since the time some Muslim rulers were ruling, we were slaves. Now, what is the slavery of the country? Slavery of the country, according to my little understanding, is twofold. One is that when the wealth of the country is taken away, and second, when the rule of the country is dictated from outside. Commonsensical understanding. I am not a sociologist or a social scientist like many of my esteemed colleagues in here. So I want to ask, this mainly today the main dominating atmosphere, less in Bengal, more in the cow belt. Cow belt, I hope you understand. It is also called that what by some other word, forget that. So in that it is that Muslim kings, very bad. They brought slavery to India. So I generally want to ask them that Muslim kings starting from Babur. Babur was the first one whom they demonized. Actually there were other Muslim sultanates also which ruled. But Babur is their starting point of hatred. And from Babur to Aurangzeb, Aurangzeb is their last point of heightening the hatred against Muslims. So see the beautiful political tactic. You are talking of Aurangzeb, but you are targeting at Indian Muslims. So anyway, my question was from Babur to Aurangzeb, these rulers who ruled, where did they take away the wealth from India? Here. Where did they take away the wealth from here? Should I give options like ABC? Kabul, Kandahar, Makkah, Medina. Thank you very much. Had Amitabh Bachchan here, he would have loaded you with lakhs of rupees for this small answer, but unfortunately my pockets are empty. So they ruled here, they lived here, they died here. And they did not rule in the name of religion. Please note that. They did not rule in the name of religion. They did not impose Sharia. I don't know whether they themselves were or not, but they did not impose Sharia on anybody. And their collaborators, they were not exclusively Muslims. I hope you know that. So this we will try to see in the beginning. That since the question has come, I'll come to British rule and try to build up a picture. That before the British, there were different kingdoms. There were Hindu kings, there were Muslim kings. But the kingdom structure was not around religion. Please note this. So some popular things can I ask? Are you knowing 9 jewels? 9 jewels of some of them were Hindus. Todarmal. I want to catch Todarmal. Why I want to catch Todarmal? And I came back safe with few kgs of weight increase. It's such a great hospitality. Here I was the question. There I used to ask, where is most religious, nobly ruling part of the country. What is the answer? Looking at it, so these Aurangzeb also had Raja Jai Singh, Raja Jaswant Singh, and Raja Raghunath Bahadur. Raja Raghunath Bahadur Nirmala Sitaram, looking after his finances. So this was presented in this particular color, mainly after the British came. So I come back again to British, and I asked why politics in the name of religion took roots here. So first question, why did British come here? Picnic? They came for picnic? No. Then why did they come? Trade. After trade they stopped. Company profit, wind up, go back? No. What did they do? They ruled. And what did they do after, and what did they do while ruling? They took away our wealth. How much wealth they took away? At the time of the hated Aurangzeb, India's contribution to global GDP was 24%. Behold, 24%. And when British left India, it came down to 4%. And one of the great famines in Bengal, please remember, it was not because the grains were not there. The grains were siphoned off for the British army. It is not just that they took away the precious Kohinoor diamond. They took away whatever was possible from here. Now, as they were ruling, they confronted different kings, they expanded their empire and all that. Now, why communal, how religion comes into politics, that we will try to see. So first question is, British came here, they started ruling here, and with the change of time, they brought certain changes. We have to build the picture together, you have to help me. Question number one, they have to take away something from, for example, an interior place, some place near Kolkata. Which place you think is not connected by water to Kolkata? Any name? I'm not familiar. Anyway, what he say? Asansol. So they have to take away something from Asansol to London. Where will they first take it to? Kolkata. Very good. Thank you very much. And what was the means of transport? That poor vehicle with 2 bullock carts? Bullock cart. So British thought bullock carts are very slow. So in place of bullock carts, they brought railways. So remember the first change, major change, rail. Now then second change, major change, British Viceroy is living initially in Kolkata. And he has to send letters to different officers in the country. So can I ask you, who were the ones carrying the letters before the British came? Who used to carry letters before the British came? Okay, and anybody else? Some flying object? Very good. Everybody is happy with pigeons. Because pigeons were generally carrying love letters and they were of no use to British. So British thought that that person on the horse is real. Pigeons are carrying love letters, we have to carry official letters. So in place of that, they brought in telephone, telegraph, postal system. So first was rail, now comes mail. And the third thing is that, good thing, they brought in modern education, schools, universities in some way. And with this came judicial system. And where does the judiciary send the people if it finds them guilty? So 3 things are clear: rail, mail, jail. Now, with this, 3 new social classes come up. Now see the rise of Indian nationalism. The 3 new social classes groups which come up, and there are some old social ruling groups which don't change. Who are these 3 ruling classes? Number 1, businessmen, industrialists. Businessmen, industrialists. Tata, Birla, Bajaj, Singhania, Dalmia. They are setting up industries. Now, so here 3 groups which are saying, so new classes emerge. This is a class, but there is something other definition. Group of people doing similar type of work. Okay, so 3 classes emerged. First is businessman industrialist. They set up industries, but who will work in the industry? Workers. So second which group comes up, bigger one, workers. And the third group which comes up is that of our predecessors, the modern educated classes. Modern educated classes. So these are the 3 new social groups which are the foundation of Indian nationalism. I'll come to that. But about education, 2 important things I must point out. Education was brought in, but it was not easy. For whom? For 2 group of people. One was Dalits, second was women. So Jyotirao Phule from Maharashtra comes up, sets up the school for Dalits, encourages them that while you are in the grip of holy books, come to modern education. This will be the path of your liberation. But it was not easy. He was opposed tooth and nail by people and ideologies from this side. And the second more difficult task was education for women. Glad there is a good number of women here also, but it was not easy. So when his wife, an independent personality, just to refer to her as his wife, he will be undermining her, Savitribai Phule. She opens a school for girls, and that is opposed in the name of religion. When she starts school for girls, that is opposed in the name of religion. They say our religion prohibits that girls should be educated. And then, of course, the courageous woman kept on her work, and she had her first associate in the name of Fatima Sheikh. Fatima Sheikh and Savitribai Phule, when they used to go to the school, they used to carry extra clothes with them. Why? Did they also have the habit of changing clothes every hour like our Prime Minister? Then why were they carrying extra clothes? Because people, in order to oppose them, throw that mud, cow dung stones on them. The saris used to get spoiled, so they used to carry extra clothes. So carrying extra clothes is the same phenomenon, but the reasons are different. Now, so this is where the things come up in this new classes formation. Now, what is happening to the old classes? There are kings, Hindus and Muslims. There are landlords, Hindus and Muslims. They feel very disturbed by these social changes. Some of their serfs, they are going and becoming workers. Workers are forming an organization. Comrade Singar Velu, Narayan Meghaji Lokhande, workers organizations are coming up. Then these people, they also form some organizations. So these organizations which I am indicating, I want you to observe the difference in the pattern of names coming from this side, coming from this side. So coming from this side is what? Foundation of Indian nationalism. 3 groups: businessmen, industrialists, educated classes, working classes. Now the 3 organizations which come up here, number 1, and here again I will tell the name of the leader. Well, because there are thousands of examples, great examples from Indian freedom movement. I am not going to name all. 3 representative names I will take, and I would like you to guess the name of their organizations. Okay? Simple, nothing. Listen. Number 1, Shaheed-e-Azam Bhagat Singh. Does somebody know the name of his organization? Hindustan Socialist Republic. I was very happy yesterday when my host showed me the room where the meetings of this organizations used to take place. It was a matter of great happiness for anyway. Hindustan Socialist Republican Association. Second, Bhimrao Babasaheb Ambedkar. Name of the organization? He made many. Labour, Indian Independent Labour Party. Very good important example. After that comes there was Scheduled Caste Federation, and then he formed the outline of Republican Party of India. Third group, now no political canvassing, just a theoretical understanding. Now I am giving 4 names. So far I was giving 1 name, 4 names. Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, Annie Besant, Sardar Baldev Singh, and Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Name of the party? Indian Bharatiya Rashtriya Dal. See, just look at the names. Don't ask me back that William Shakespeare says what is in the name. But I am going to prove there is something in the names of organizations. Now from this side initially, Rajas, Nawabs, Zamindars, Jagirdars, they came together, they formed the organization, and later on British policy of divide and rule split them into two groups. So here 3 again organizations you have to name. Number 1, initially in these organizations, only landlords, Nawabs, kings were there. Later on some educated elite, middle class sections, advocates also joined them. 3 examples. Number 1, Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Name of the party? Very good, thank you very much, Muslim League. Number 2, from Maharashtra there was a person who initially was anti-British. Later on he was imprisoned in Andaman jails, and after going to Andaman jails he wrote a lot of apology letters. Which party joined? Which party? Hindu Muslim League, Hindu Mahasabha. And Savarkar of course wrote a book, Hindutva, Gaze of the Roots of Hindu, and based on that he come to the conclusion of 2 nations here. He was the first one to articulate that there are 2 nations in this country, Muslim and Hindu. And based on this Hindu nation concept, another organization was formed in 1925. And that organization's name, I hope you are able to guess. I was going to give a hint, wait for the hint. Those people were earlier wearing half pant, now they are promoted to wear full pant. Easy to make fun of them, easy to criticize them, difficult to confront them. What is that? RSS for Hindu Rashtra. So just mark the names. Rising classes, declining classes. Naujawan Bharat Sabha, Hindustan Socialist Republican Association, Indian Labour Party, Republican Party of India, Indian National Congress. Mark the names. Muslim League, Hindu Mahasabha, RSS for Hindu Rashtra. Right? So these are the 2 things, their origins are very clear. Now, British also implemented a policy. As I said, the policy, the type of history which came up was primarily because of the British policy of divide and rule. And here the kings are associated with their religion. We'll come to see why do kings rule. Kings rule for morality of religion, or kings rule for power and wealth. That point will come. But British were very clear that if India is to be ruled, the Hindu and Muslims have to be divided. And how did this wisdom or lack of it dawned upon them? Particularly after 1857 rebellion, 1857 revolution. And you can tell me, who was the one to ignite 1857 revolution? Mangal Pandey. Who came to lead it? Bahadur Shah Zafar. Who were the associates of Bahadur Shah Zafar? Tatya Sahib, Tope, Nana Sahib Peshwa, and Jhansi Ki Rani. When I am saying Jhansi Ki Rani, be careful. I am not referring to that Jhansi Ki Rani who is currently saying that India got independence in 2014. I am talking about original Jhansi Ki Rani. So Hindu Muslims come together. It's a peasant revolt also in a great amount, because peasantry is being plundered to the great extent. So British try to implement the policy of divide and rule, and in classical Greek language they call it divide et impera. Divide et impera, for all the imperialists they apply this policy. So in order to do this, they associated religion with the rule of kings, and this religion with the rule of kings, then they associated. Their first book came out in the form of History of India by James Mill in 1880. Before that also they brought in, and they tried to project Muslim king did this, Hindu king did that, and communal forces accepted that history and tried to blow it up according to their suitability. So Hindu communalists, Muslim communalists, they took the same thing and turned it to their side about temple destructions. One or two examples I'll give, because temple destruction, why I'm saying today the main thing politics has been revolving around temple, and right from 1992, that temple, that mosque destruction which came up supposedly to get the honor of the country, because Ram temple was there, and Ram temple was precisely there, and Lord Ram was born precisely there. See, history now, of course, they are saying that Ramayana and Mahabharata should be taught as history. I don't know what will happen to rational thinking, what will happen to this thing. So, till we have time, let's try to talk sense, let's try to talk reason, let's try to talk scientific temper, let's try to take rationality. So that Ram temple thing, that was on one side. But believe me you, temples were destroyed. Believe me you, sometimes mosques were also destroyed. But not for religion. One simple example I'll give you. Recently, of course, coming back to Aurangzeb again, not to please him, but just to take the example of him. Aurangzeb, they talk about Kashi Vishwanath temple he was doing. Currently that is in use, that Kashi temple, Vishwanath temple. So after Ram temple, success. This Kashi Vishwanath is another target. So I agree that Aurangzeb got Kashi Vishwanath temple destroyed. Why he got it destroyed? I'll just refer to Dr. Pattabi Sitarabayya's book, Feathers and Stone, where there was some immoral act. We were talking of sons, no? Some sons inside, so something was there, but I will not elaborate it further. But same Aurangzeb gave donations to many of the Hindu temples also. How do you explain it? There is a book by Dr. Vishwambarnath Pandey, Farmans of King Aurangzeb. I will not go to that. But 3 temples I remember. I don't know how much time of politics you keep. Recently in our Maharashtra, some MLAs were bought. I hope you remember. They were bought and they came here and lodged themselves in Guwahati, because Guwahati is against protective BJP government. So those MLAs from our Maharashtra, they went to a temple in near Guwahati called Kamakhya Devi Temple. Aurangzeb had given donation to Kamakhya Devi Temple. And recently my young friends will tell me that Alia Bhatt was with him. Alia Bhatt. And who's her husband? Correct. They went to Ujjain. To have darshan of Mahakal temple. But since Alia is related to a Muslim, so they said no entry. So, but then I remembered this Mahakal temple was also given donation by Aurangzeb. So there are innumerable examples, I will not give that. Same Aurangzeb also destroyed one mosque. Why? Once the Nawab of Golconda did not give tribute, Lagan. I hope Lagan, what is it called in Bengali? Revenue in English. Something. But of course, you must have seen Amir Khan's film Lagan also. Something like that. Okay. So that the Nawab of Golconda did not give paid tribute to Aurangzeb for 3 consecutive years. Aurangzeb asked him, hello, what is the problem? You have not paid your tribute for 3 years. So he said, sir, there is a drought in my area. People are not giving me tribute, how will I give tribute to you? Aurangzeb, very clever, he doesn't accept explanation. He sends his spy. Spy goes to Golconda, comes and reports, sir, Tana Shah has hidden all his wealth underneath a mosque. Should I tell you the next part of the story? And you will guess it. What will Aurangzeb give? How will I come back? I go like this? Can I take a natural U-turn and come back? Yes, no. What will I do? Reverse gear. My body doesn't have reverse gear. But my Dharma Guru says you have to use reverse gear because you are a Tom, Dick and Harry and he is the son of God. So this was the concept which was inherent in the ideologies based on, in the political thing based on religion. So here they are talking, we are trying Hindu nation from times immemorial and Muslims are a foreigner. Muslim is a foreign religion. Videshi dharma hai. Now I don't know whether religions are Deshi or Videshi. This much Hindi knowledge? I don't know whether religions can be called, because I think some things are universal. Science is universal, rational thought is universal, religions are also universal. But you know this, one RSS Sangatana will say, ye Videshi dharma hai. But partly I agree with his concept that some things are Videshi. Like, you know, to some people consume something in the evening, Deshi, Videshi. There is nothing Deshi, Videshi, all are universal and all are good. So they say Islam Videshi, Christian Videshi. So we are a Hindu nation and we have to build a Hindu nation on particular thing. So two type of agendas come up. One agenda comes from the rising classes, Indian nationalists, which culminates in Indian constitution. Believe me you, Indian constitution is one of the best constitutions in the world. Believe me you, of course we are more impressed by holy books, but in today's context, Indian constitution and above Indian constitution I keep only one thing, and that is United Nations Charter of Human Rights. So these are the guiding principles for today's society. So this is on one side and they came up with the agenda. I straight now jump to this freedom, independence, 15th August 1947, and here I see that the party which comes to power, lot of deficiencies coming from whatever tradition I am. We were very critical of what happened after independence. But in the hindsight, I feel the path which India took was one of the greatest paths which is possible. That also I will explain. And the path which we took was explained by Jawaharlal Nehru in his inaugural speech at Bhakra Nangal Dam. I don't know, many of the people of third, fourth generation from me may not know. That time we were eating red wheat, PL480, which even the animals don't eat in US. Even that is named after Shivaji. After that its taste has also improved, I must concede that. Anyway, so that, and then Rana Pratap, I just small anecdote, one story I'll tell. Before I come to the RSS agenda and what it really means. So, you know, in Rajasthan, once this BJP government came to power, and that BJP government thought that Haldi Ghati, some North Indian history, please bear with me, Haldi Ghati, Akbar, Rana Pratap, battle, and of course we know that Akbar won. But for a BJP government, how can the Muslim king win and Hindu king lose? And that Hindu king who used to be projected as a national icon? So the books were changed. Books were changed. Oh, in the battle of Haldi Ghati, Akbar lost the battle, Rana Pratap won the battle, and I just add in a bracket. And as a celebration of the battle, he ran to the jungles and started serving leaves and others. So, but what was this battle? Was this battle a Hindu-Muslim battle? Just think about it. Rana Pratap is on this side, Akbar is on this side, and in the battle, in the force, Akbar himself is not there. He doesn't have to take leave like we professors have to take and all that. He is not there. So who's leading the battle? Battle is being led by Raja Man Singh. And on the Rana Pratap side, Rana Pratap himself is leading the battle. Is that great horse which we know as Chetak, and he has two generals. One is Ram Singh, second is Hakim Khan Su. Yeah, correct, very good. So there were thousands of Khan soldiers. Now, so this is what is coming, seeping into our books, and I don't know how much we can protect it from that. Anyway, coming back to RSS agenda. So first they took up the issue of this Ram temple. Ram temple, we know that after demolition of Babri Mosque, to add a personal note, that was one of the turning points of my life. Once the Babri Mosque was demolished, I realized that communalism is not a minor phenomenon. Earlier I used to feel with the development, yeah, I'm giving the example, where we are. My aim is to see that where we are. They try to relate problem in Kashmir, problem in Gaza, problem in Al-Qaeda and all that, so that in the same name of Islam, and that got intensified here. So at the root are these misconceptions about society. Other part of the society, Muslims are like this, Christians are like this, etc., etc. Based on that, there is a hatred. Because of the hatred, violence can be orchestrated. The violence takes place or it is orchestrated. Orchestrated. Who orchestrates the violence? I came to learn that also. Who will orchestrate the violence has been clear from this. Whosoever benefits from the violence. And if as a student you draw a graph of BJP's political power in last 30 years and you see the graph of communal violence, you will see that they run parallel. Of course this I am saying now, but how I realize it? I realize it, you know that once that MHRD minister was there, no? Saas bhi kabhi bahu thi. So she became MHRD minister. So some people said, this is less literate, 12th pass, vagara, vagara. She said, you are calling me less literate? See, I have brought a degree from Yale University. I got very impressed. And I started following the research of Yale University. And one of the research which came from Yale University was, wherever violence is orchestrated, there is a polarization, and in that area, BJP becomes more powerful. So then I come back to Sherlock Holmes novels. Dr. Watson asked him, how do you come to know who has committed the murder? So he says, very simply, I go to the spot, see who is the beneficiary from the murder, point the finger to that, and generally I am right. So here, who gets violence? So this is what has been propagated. And let me tell you, on this pretext, nearly 100 lynching has taken place. Akhlaq and Rakmar Khan, Junaid, infinite name. 10 Dalits have been killed in the name of lynching, in the name of cow, and then of course there are a lot of things which can be said. I try to understand what is the problem. Do they really favor the cow so much? So first, of course, what I always bank upon Swami Vivekananda for a lot of things. Swami Vivekananda, in his lectures and various places which I have quoted, lectures from Chicago to Almora, he says, in Vedic period, beef was eaten. And of course in US he was there for a long time. He saw people eating. He also said that people should have freedom to eat what they want. These are his things which I am not giving exact words of his, but meaning of those words. So then I said, oh, Swamiji says Vedic period, this was eaten. Then Professor D.N. Jha, the historian of ancient Indian history, he also says, with a holy cow, he also respected. Then why are they people bringing this up? There, of course, there is a long story, I will not go into that. As Ambedkar says, the main contradiction in Indian society is values of equality of Buddhism and inequality of Brahmanism. These are the main things. Cow has been one of the symbols actually in Vedic period. It was being given as a sacrifice, all our holy yajnas and all that. And later on, when Buddhism was wiped out, then this Brahmanism again came back, and out of a guilt complex, it projected cow as its symbol. So this whole thing I tried to study, but my problem got solved very easily. How it got confirmed? I was reading one biography of that, our Prime Minister who used to write poetry also, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Haar Nahi Manunga, Vijay Trivedi, page 236. I was reading that biography. Atalji had gone to US for lecture tour. After lecture, he was enjoying his meals, and his neighbor taps on his shoulder. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, neighbor taps on the shoulder. Atalji, what are you doing? What you are eating is beef. Atalji, no problem, no tension like this. He smiles and says, beef hai. तो क्या हो गया? इंडियन गाय का थोड़ी है, ये तो अमेरिकन गाय का है. How we should use for political purpose. And then, of course, love jihad. You are young people. I will not discuss it with you. Discuss this. You know better than me. Love does not know boundaries. In a mixed society, interfaith marriages naturally take place. These boundaries of faith, Protestant, Catholic, Hindu, Muslim, Hindu, Christian, these are all built up. And so many times they try to project that there is an organization which trains Muslim youth, gives them motorbike, gives them perfume also, that you go and you are Hindu girls. Once I was talking like this at Nalsar University in Bangalore. So the girls stood there. Do they think that girls are fools? They don't know what their interests are? Actually, basically, one great writer, I'm forgetting her name, sociologist, she says love jihad is a mechanism which has twofold direction. What is this twofold direction? One is to target Muslim youth. Second is to strengthen patriarchal values. Oh, these Muslim boys are luring our girls. Keep an eye on your girls. So Bajrangal in UP, at Rakhi and other programs, goes to home to home. Now keep an eye on your girl. She may be drifting away from the path of your, so controlling this thing. So these are some of the issues. And then one last point which I would like to say is that organizations like RSS are here, most organized, most well effective, but believe me you, politics in the name of religion everywhere, it brings disaster to the society. Religion, politics, society. Look at our neighboring Pakistan, got independence at the same time. What's its condition today? No democracy. Of course, here also we have a fear that democracy is getting eroded. Pakistan, democracy already gone, prices are rising, education is declining, employment much worse, petrol now even that is there. And forget that, Sri Lanka, I also had not studied Sri Lanka till a year ago. I hope you remember, a year ago, Sri Lanka, we saw that there was an uprising, people went to the president's house. And then I tried to study what is happening in Sri Lanka, such a sweet, beautiful island. Looks so nice. There I studied one of my friend's article who was Sri Lankan, that in Sri Lanka also politics is there in the name of Buddhism. So it's not a question of Hindu, Muslim, Buddha and whatever that be. Whenever politics is done in the name of religion, this is what happens. And finally, two more things. One is two small interviews. Imaginary interviews, dreams, or during the day, the interviews which I have imagined. One is an interview with none other than Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. I go to him as a journalist, ask him, sir, you are a great Islamic scholar, you are a great Muslim, you have translated Quran also so beautifully. Why are you not joining Muslim League? Why you are not siding with the demand of Pakistan, separate Pakistan? So Maulana Sahab in all wisdom tells me, young man, my Islam teaches me that humanity is united, and Muslim League is talking of dividing a country. I can't stand with it. Similarly with Mahatma Gandhi, same thing, one of the great Hindus, greatest Hindus of 20th century, but his concept of Hinduism goes on changing, transforming to become more and more inclusive. So he also says, I am a Hindu, but Hindu nation will bring disaster to the country. So anyway friends, question is, religion has its own place. For many people it's a faith, no problem. Follow your religion. But when it teaches to hate others, it is no more religion. It is a political ploy of a political party. So what do we do? Question is, understanding, mocking them, making fun of them, easy. Combating them is very difficult. Because that organization has made huge networks, like oxygen, which is everywhere. Their impact is in most of the fields of life. Lately, education is being affected, and now I don't know whether Ramayana Mahabharata will be the part of compulsory course, that as a part of history. Ramayana Mahabharata, the two books I enjoyed maximum in my childhood was Ramayana Mahabharata. But to take it as a history will be a total disaster. Enjoying them and learning them is good, but now this is the way. And even in, I was shocked, I have a medical background, I was shocked that government made a very top level body to investigate into Panchakavya. Have you heard of Panchakavya? Cow, holy cow? Yeah. That urine and dung and cow milk and honey, not milk, honey, milk and ghee and butter and all that. So mixing them makes a super medicine. And one of the top scientists who generally want to remain at the top, science forgets science, right? They are a part of that. So what is this? Veterinary science has already investigated things. Now trying to put such a color is absolutely disastrous for the future of the country. So my request is, friends, that we try to understand religion has its own place in society. But when politics is done in the name of religion, when the Prime Minister of the country says, I am born Hindu and I am a nationalist, so I am a Hindu nationalist. Gandhi was not a Hindu nationalist. This is a danger signal for us. So first is that, if, as I give the 5 steps, first is misconceptions. Because of that hatred, because of that violence, because of that polarization, because of that the communal politics comes in. So same order, in addition to fighting them politically, it is important that we remove the misconceptions, bring it on the rational ground. Why were temples destroyed? Why conversions took place? Why Muslim families sometimes have a large number of children? Why, how it is declining? That all we have to try to understand. And secondly, this unity amongst the people at social level, so that the hatred is removed. And thirdly, to understand that this politics in the name of religion is the biggest disaster which can take place in the society. And last, one more point also I'll add. After 1990s, this right-wing trend in the world has increased. Earlier, 2 superpowers, America, Russia, decline of Russia, and America has resorted more to politics in the West Zone and politics in the name of religion, promoted fundamentalist forces. And this should not be a surprise to you that the training of Mujahideen, Al-Qaeda was done by none other than CIA with the help of ISI in Pakistani madrasa. Anyway, so friends, let's come to that. Our politics means the needs of the people, bread, butter, shelter, employment, and rights. These should be our concept. And any provocation in the name of religion is counterproductive for our society. Thank you very much.
So, I just, on behalf of everybody, we express our deepest thanks and gratitude to Professor Ram Punyani for his, what should I say, for his, this sort of lecture, which is analytical and at the same time hilarious and at the same time so educative as we all must be knowing all these things, but such a lucid presentation have enriched us, both the students over here, and we are also very much enriched with this. I don't have anything more to say regarding this issue. Only one thing, I think it is to some extent related with this. I will draw your attention to one news item published in yesterday's newspaper. I read it in Telegraph. I think it has been published in some other newspapers also. It is something like that. One temple in Uttar Pradesh has been purified with Ganga Jal and chanting of mantras. The reason is that one local MLA of Uttar Pradesh visited that place, who happens to be a Muslim. And this thing has been done by a right-wing extremist group known as some Hindu Yugo Dal or Hindu Yugo something. Like Hindu Yugo Bahini, and they have put forward the reason that as the local MLA is Muslim and eats cow's meat, so the temple has become impure, and it needs the sprinkling of Ganga Jal and in the midst of chanting of mantras and all that. So this cleansing operation and purification should be done. So I think this clearly gives and explains the reason, the vitiating relation between
request, apart from some of our guests and all excellent people, all are requested to go there, have your tea. Within 10 minutes we'll start the next session. Please. Okay? Thank you all. Please. Sir, please.